have guessed or no, I am the director of Synergy 150 Community Choir and have been since its inception in 2017. Our 59 members come from Sarnia, Brights Grove, Camlachie, Wyoming, Petrolia, Watford, Bedford, Arkona, and Forest. So we take in a wide range of people. Unfortunately, we have quite a few that are sick, so you will see a few empty chairs up here tonight. At the end of our last show in June of this year, I had a vision of an old-fashioned Christmas. When I presented it, a lot of people said, "Oh, that's a lot of work." But now we have it, and it's in two parts. The first part is in here, where we are singing, and you're going to get to sing. And the second part is involving the Christmas village across the hall. The show we have for you tonight is the result of a huge collaboration involving the members of the choir and the congregation of Camlachie United Church. This church not only gives us a place to practice, but several of the church family were a part of the construction and painting of the village houses, made various kinds of shortbread cookies, contributed other baked goods, lent us their Christmas trees, and helped decorate for tonight's event. If you are looking for a church home, I highly recommend Camlachie United Church. The fantastic singing members of the choir whose names are listed on the back of your program sing in four parts. We have the bass section. We have the tenor section. We have the alto section. And the soprano is not to be left out. Soprano section. We are also very lucky because not only do they sing well, but many of them also provided a construction crew for building and painting and decorating the village houses across the way, created crafts and supplied baked goods, treasures, and silent auction items that are for sale in the village during the second portion of the show. We are also very fortunate to have a very gifted musical team. Lois Wellington, who is hiding behind me, our very talented pianist. Millie Deskers, our very skilled percussionist. Tim Lai-Smith, our masterful bass guitarist. And Pam Seaton-McLean, our very accomplished flautist. Pam also organized our 3 village carolers that will treat you while you're perusing your items in the other room. Jill Nickel, Kathy Snyder, and of course Pam herself, who will be singing under the lampposts in Christmas Village for you during the second part of our event. We also have some special activities for any kids that are present. I'm spying a few. Well, and there's always the ones that are still kids at heart, right? Okay, well, we have special activities for children. I think there are quite a few coming tomorrow to our matinee production. They will have the opportunity to sing with us, to decorate their very own gingerbread person for a price, listen to Christmas stories by the fireplace, where Susan Alexander will read to them from a very old Christmas book that my brother gave me when I was 9. So that's a long time ago. And if you're willing to go outside, you can even go for a ride in a miniature wagon pulled by miniature horses. So lots of fun for all ages. Now, I will turn the program over to our very gifted narrators, Sharon, Dennis, and Bill.
Christmas, that most wonderful time of the year. It's a time when many of us reflect on past Christmases. Maybe even thinking, times were so much simpler when we were young. I'm sure many of you heard your parents, grandparents, even great-grandparents talk about the good old days, a time when families would gather around the fireplace on Christmas Eve to sing Christmas carols, enjoy Christmas cookies, hang up their Christmas stockings, and maybe even take a peek at a present under the tree. Yes, spirits were bright, families were tight, and there was always snow on the ground for Christmas. Well, tonight, Synergy 150 invites you to gather around our fireplace and join us in creating an old-fashioned Christmas feeling.
Have any of you seen the 1990 movie Home Alone? Do you recall the storyline?
Yeah, isn't that about an 8-year-old boy whose wish for his family to disappear comes true when they mistakenly leave him at home and they go on vacation to Paris for Christmas?
Well, that's the one. In the film, the theme song, Somewhere in My Memory, can be heard in numerous sections, either in full length or in fragments, forming the backbone of the film soundtrack. The lyrics and the music really capture the feeling of an old-fashioned Christmas.
Yes. Thinking about all of the music and all of the magic, it reminds me of another song that evokes memories of long ago Christmases.
Oh yeah? What song was that?
Winter Wonderland. You know, sleigh bells ring. Look at it. Why don't we all join in? Released in 1942 and has been covered by many artists, making it the most recorded Christmas song with more than 500 versions in many different languages.
Yes, but the version sung by Bing Crosby is considered to be the world's best-selling single worldwide. You know, the wistful lyrics of White Christmas were really popular with listeners during World War II, and in 1944, Bing actually went to northern France and sang this song in a United Services Organization outdoor show with Bob Hope and the Andrews Sisters.
Bing Crosby told his nephew, Howard, that singing White Christmas at that show with 100,000 soldiers in tears and not breaking down himself was the most difficult thing he had ever had to do in his entertainment career. Bing then said, of course, a lot of those boys were killed in the Battle of the Bulge a few days later.
Another interesting fact about the song White Christmas is that it established that there could be commercially successful secular Christmas songs. It changed Christmas music forever, both by revealing the huge potential market for Christmas songs and by establishing the themes of home and nostalgia that would run through Christmas music evermore. Please join us in singing White Christmas.
Crosby had more than one big popular Christmas song.
Oh yeah? What song was that?
Well, remember when the two astronauts, James Lovell and Frank Borman, were hurtling back into the Earth's orbit in December of 1965. They requested, "I'll be home for Christmas."
Yeah, I was too young to remember that. Well, let's sing the song anyway.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, now I think it's time to sing something that touches the hearts of both the young and the old.
In the late 1940s and early 1950s, I remember Gene Autry produced some wonderful children's Christmas songs.
Yes, in fact, it was Robert L. May, yes. He created the character of Rudolph. And did you know then that songwriter Johnny Marks decided he would adapt the character into a song? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, but it was a cowboy star, Gene Autry, who turned this song into a #1 hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, but Rudolph,
Yeah.
he had several television performances.
But it became, the second biggest selling recording after Bing Crosby's version of White Christmas.
Okay. But he still starred in some television shows. I watched them all.
Sure you did. Well, Frosty the Snowman was another character that was made popular by Gene Autry, as well as a song that he wrote himself, Here Comes Santa Claus.
Let's
sing
it now.
Okay, this is where we really want to have
The young at heart and any younger kids who may want to participate. I've got Rudolph here. Someone can hold them if they want to. But yeah, let's sing it.
Famous
Few Christmas carols evoke the season of peace and goodwill as readily as Silent Night. Two popular stories contribute to its appeal.
One concerning the circumstances of its composition in Austria,
and the other its role in the Christmas truce of World War I in 1914.
On Christmas Eve, 1818, villagers gathered for Christmas Mass in a church near Salzburg. Because the church's organ was not in a playable state, the curate, Joseph Moore, and the village school teacher and organist, Franz Gruber, had composed a special song which could be accompanied on a guitar. The churchgoers that heard the carol Stille Nacht, Stille Nacht, for the first time must have been impressed by it, because within a few years the song had spread around the world, sung in churches, town squares, and even on the battlefield.
Almost 100 years after that first performance of the song, something extraordinary and moving happened on Christmas Eve. It was one of history's most powerful yet forgotten Christmas stories. 5 months after hostilities broke in 1914, a temporary truce was observed. Christmas seemed a million miles away. And yet, on that starlit night, the magic of Christmas unexpectedly touched the soldiers.
Out of the darkness, during the series of widespread unofficial ceasefires, a German officer, Walter Kirchhoff, a tenor formerly with the Berlin Opera, came forward and sang Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht, and then in German first, and then in English. In the clear, cold night of Christmas Eve, his voice carried far and wide. He sang, and the British recognized the song and sang back. Gradually, the troops crawled forward into no man's land, singing. Thus began the extraordinary event where soldiers traded handshakes, words of camaraderie, and used candles to light the trees around their trenches. They sang carols from home and shared tobacco and wine.
Even though the Christmas truce didn't hold for long, for a few hours, Moore and Gruber's Christmas message from 1818 touched the men stuck in the cold, muddy trenches of war. And today, Silent Night, Holy Night is still sung in countless languages around the globe. Tonight, our choir is performing a Celtic version of this great carol. majestic style of praise and grandeur of Felix Mendelssohn's Sanctus. Let your hearts warm to Christmas Sanctus, written by Susan and Lee Dangler, as you hear the familiar story of Jesus' birth, performed by the choir.
In 1840, Felix Mendelssohn also wrote the tune for this next carol we're going to sing. He always felt that his melody deserved the very subject. And 15 years later, the words of Hark the Herald Angels Sing were added to his melody. We think Mendelssohn would be pleased.
it was sung by the Waits in Old England.
Excuse me, did you say Waits?
Yes, I did. Waits were municipal watchmen in Old England who were licensed to perform certain duties such as singing seasonal songs, like Christmas songs in the streets, to the proper people. Charles Dickens used it in his first Christmas book, A Christmas Carol.
Oh, I remember one of those Waits dudes. He was singing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, while Ebenezer Scrooge had a fit and threatened to hit him with a ruler if he didn't quit.
That's right. But fortunately, old Scrooge eventually learned the true meaning of Christmas and became merry himself. I've got an idea. Why don't all of the men here tonight sing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen?
Okay, we'll come in on the chorus,
You know what I was thinking?
No, I can't wait.
What makes an old-fashioned Christmas?
Lights!
Candy canes.
Bells!
wrote a song in October of 1962 called "Do You Hear What I Hear?" Now, do any of you remember what was happening in the world in October of 1962? No?
Was it the Bay of Pigs?
Exactly, the Bay of Pigs, which led to the Cuban Missile Crisis. A standoff between the USSR and the USA. The world was a hair's breadth away from war.
I read that Noel was inspired to write the lyrics to "Do You Hear What I Hear?" after he watched two young mothers pushing their babies in strollers on a street in New York City. He thought of the babies as the little lambs, and he writes, "Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see?" The mention of the child, as well as the reference to Bethlehem Star, with a tail as big as a kite, places the song within a Christmas context.
Yes, it does seem to be a Christmas context, but when you think about the context of these words in the 1960s, suddenly the tail as big as a kite becomes more ominous, alluding to a nuclear missile. The composer's message was clearly stated near the end of the song. Pray for peace, people, everywhere. Pray for peace. 60 years ago, the song was written because of the threat of a world war. Are we facing the same threat today? Let's listen to the message of this song.
we going to do that?
We're going to sing a different rock and roll song, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Oh, yes. Why don't we all do it?
Hey kids, the old ones too. Do any of you write letters to Santa Claus? Yeah. You know you have to be good, right? Here's a song that tells you just how to be good. Sing it with us. Oh, sorry. Thanks, Bill. Good job, you guys. You're really good singers. Moving right along, can anyone tell me the name of what is considered to be the first Canadian carol?
Think about it. First Canadian carol, come on. Aha! Right on it.
Did you hear that? It was written quite a few years ago, 1640 to be exact. It was in the moon of winter time. It is a retelling of the story of the Nativity and is considered a national treasure. The song is even celebrated on a set of Canadian postage stamps. you're a great audience.
And very good singers.
You certainly are. And since that song set the tone so beautifully, we want to step even farther back in time to the 13th and 14th centuries, to the county of Cornwall, England. Obviously, there was no internet and phones back then, and the people of Cornwall communicated by singing in the streets as a way to express hope and joy at this season. Their songs were inspired by the actors' dramatization of favorite Bible stories. These were called the miracle plays, and the birth of Jesus was one of their favorite.
One of the songs that originated in that time period was the first Noel. The song is a testament to the fact that no matter what the earth looks like, no matter how much time passes, the encouraging story of Jesus' birth will always offer hope and joy. Our choir will be singing an arrangement of this carol by Michael Clausen that combines the traditional carol with Pachelbel's canon.
was a wonderful rendition of the Christmas story. But let's move forward into the 1960s with a different interpretation of Jesus' birth. Jester Joseph Hairston was regarded as a leading expert on black spirituals and choral music. His notable compositions include Amen and the Christmas song, Mary's Little Boy Child, which was popularized by his friend, Harry Belafonte. Let's sing Mary's Little Boy Child.
The second song in this combination is Go Tell It on the Mountain, which was popularized in 1879 and often sung during the Christmas season. Mary McDonald has creatively combined these two spirituals in a blues swing style that best shapes the message through the music. The choir really likes this arrangement, and we hope you enjoy it as well.
Amen.
We can't let you enter our old-fashioned Christmas village across the way without singing the Christmas song, better known as chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Oh, but by the way, we need to change the line that says to kids from 1 to 92 to 99, because after all, we have a choir member, Monty, in his 97th year.